together, I figured. So listen, it's like really cold in Chicago right now. For any of my followers that are not from Chicago, God bless you. It's really cold, so I figure I take some of my car chat and make it a couch chat. Cause I spend a lot of time here. Like when I got my little start on Snapchat, this was all people used to see was me sitting against the couch. At the time, I had a brown couch, so I missed that couch. But we got a little leather now. She make a little noise, but I just feel like this is just a more comfortable setting for like my less serious topics. Like I feel like when I'm at the table, if I ain't got no guests, I'm there to like deliver the news. And I talk shit with y'all. And this is a talk shit slash education video, as most of my chats are. But so today's topic is friends of the opposite sex. If you are attracted to somebody, can y'all still be, just friends? I did this poll a while ago on my Instagram, and so I feel like this was a good one to run back just because we keeping the whole theme of like, friends and best friends and two fine people being friends and what that looks like and if they really just best friends. You know how that goes. So I ran the poll back on my Instagram. If you don't follow me, what are you doing? Bring it Brat, BRING, BRAT underscore. So I did a poll and I asked a variety of questions that come up when talking about being in a relationship, but also having a friend who is of the opposite sex, a best friend, let's put it that way. So before I get into my spiel, I'm going to go ahead and show you all the poll results because they were pretty interesting. I'm getting people participating, like, come through. So I'm going to show y'all those real quick, and then we're going to get to business, all right? Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. The first question was, can two attractive people of the opposite sex have a strictly platonic relationship? 140 people said yes. 9 people said no. So, I think that, of course, attractiveness is subjective. I think it can work if, um, like, let's say, see, when I said attractive, I mean, like American beauty standards attractive. Like the shit that we see where you see a couple and they look so good together and you just like, they like, oh, we just friends. And you be like, y'all should be together because you look good as a unit type of situation. That's more so what I'm referring to because you can look at two people and somebody can find them attractive and somebody can find the other one not attractive and it could be the total opposite for somebody else. So let me just clear that up. But I do feel like it can work. Two attractive people can be friends, but they have to dislike certain things about the other person that aren't physical. Um, so if that's your best friend, but you think he a little corny or whatever, or he a little cocky, but you friends with him, so you like, I couldn't talk to him. Like he cute or whatever, but he be doing too much. He do X, Y, Z, but that still a homie though. That type of situation. So I generally don't think that at this big age that like um, men are just befriending women unless like it comes up in a different way. But we don't touch on that later. But in general, as far as this question goes, I do think that two attractive people can be friends. So I agree with the majority. However, I did have somebody point out that they can only be friends if there are circumstances that won't allow them to test the water or if they've already tried. So I kind of get where this person is coming from because at one point or another, even if you have a male or a female that you deem your best friend. You ain't never thought about it. You know, again, if y'all both have like the same level of attraction, y'all have a good time together, one of y'all done pondered the thought before. Unless like one is just completely unattractive to the other one, you thought about it. So I'm not gonna necessarily say that I always think that it won't allow them to test the water. Like one person could be keeping that person in the friend zone for a variety of other reasons. That doesn't mean they ain't thought about it though. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. If you got somebody that you call your best friend of the opposite sex, sit here and lie and tell me you ain't never thought like, or when people suggest it to you, because I done been in that boat. Like y'all ain't never, you know. No. But let's move on from that. So second question was, ladies, would you be okay with your man having a best friend that is a woman? 75 women said yes. 23 women said no. So this is my thing with women being a bit more territorial over their man having a girl best friend than men are. Is I feel like they just get to a place where it's like if the girl was there before you, sweetie, you gotta chill out, okay? Because my thing is, that's not to say that like, because there's been situations where the girl best friend has this long-lasting crush on the guy, and they, you know, she's never said anything, and she's just sitting and hiding, waiting on him. It happens, but not really. You know, I feel like as women, if we really want something, we be a little bit more like we not gonna friend zone you if we really want to. You get what I'm saying? Or we think about it and then we start making gestures towards it. But I think I think men do that too. But I see that a lot, and I just want to say, like, chill out. Your insecurities are seeping. All right. I think if the best friend is like if the best friend that's a girl is ugly, then she be like, oh, I ain't worried because that's not even his type. But remember, it's a lot of bitches that you wouldn't think is your nigga type. That's his type. Okay. I saw a tweet the other day that said these would be fucking baboons, cocoons, raccoons. Okay, I'm gonna see it. But anyway, so yeah, that's one thing because like I said, I've been on the receiving end of a chick like this, and it's like, baby, if I wanted him, I would have had him already. Like, you can have him. I'm not here for that, you know. So I think that's one thing is we gotta chill out on just being so territorial. But I do say the no new friends, like you not gonna meet somebody. Let's say we already been together. You're not gonna meet somebody new, and then all of a sudden they're your best friend. No, because I'm your best friend now. You don't get to make any new girl best friends. That's me. That's my spot. So I think that can be a little weird. Not to say that you can't make new friends, but not somebody that you just gonna be out kicking it with all the time. Like, for why? For why? If she been there, you know, that's one thing. But no new friends this time. No new best friends. I also think that, and this goes for the men too. So let me go ahead and show those results, and then I'll couple these together. So, men, would you be okay with your lady having a best friend that is a man? 40 men said yes, 11 men said no. Let's look at those numbers. That's like a 30, well, I did have more women vote, but that's like a 35 person difference. So what I think goes into this is my favorite word, boundaries. Best two attractive people of the opposite sex can be friends, but there has to be boundaries that exist within that relationship if one or both of them are in relationships with other people. Like, that leads me to the next question, which was like, the other question about, is it expected for the dynamics of an opposite sex friendship to change when one or both people are getting into a relationship? 105 people said yes. 32 people said no. So, to bring my whole point together, I think that boundaries have to exist when somebody gets into a relationship, because if they don't, then that's what leaves room for the person's partner to not like you. Like, one of the examples that I got, which I agree with because I have a guy best friend, like, if he's single, you know, you may call him at all times of the night, you may bug him or whatever, but when he's in a relationship, I'm not calling that man phone at all times of the night unless it's an emergency, you know? So I think things like that like there's certain boundaries that have to be put up. Like it was times where me and my best friend we would go and kick it, and it's not that we can't go and kick it, but like I know he gonna be with her now, so the our relationship is just gonna look a little different. I'm not saying it gotta be like this full blown change, but there has to be boundaries that exist so that way the other person doesn't feel the need to have to like look over their shoulder. The best friend has to be okay with implementing certain boundaries as well and getting to know the new girlfriend. I think that's where like the conflict arises. Like if you think like you're not really trying to get to know his new situation, then of course homegirl gonna be like, I don't know about you. I don't know about you. But if you make an effort and again you can tell that I think as women, we pick up. We are very intuitive about when a chick wants our man. I ain't gonna say all y'all hoes get it right, because some of y'all don't. But we are very keen to noticing when a woman is just, especially, let me say, if you're a secure woman. Secure. Not, everybody has some insecurities, but not when it comes to really other women. Like, if you know who you are and you're confident and secure in your relationship, your radar can tell you like, okay, this is just a good friend of his, they just cool, and it could tell you when somebody is on that. Like I done been in spaces with, a dude I was messing with and a bunch of women, and I could tell who was the genuine platonic friendship and which bitches was on that. You know what I mean? And I was let it prove right. But anyway, so that's one thing is I feel like there has to be an effort so that there doesn't have to be this awkwardness in between where I can feel comfortable with, oh, I'm getting ready to go kick it with such and such. Like, okay, cool. But ladies, you can't be expecting your man to cut off all his female friends just because y'all get into a relationship. Like, that's where the insecurity piece comes from. I really think y'all have unrealistic expectations to think that like this man been friends with this girl since kindergarten, and you think you just gonna come in and shut all that down? That's rude. Like, don't be like that. Because what happens, and if you have real friends, if the relationship ends, who's still gonna be there? The best friend gonna be there. Okay. So learn to lay off. Go play nice with best friend because she the one who got all the real tea on that man for real, for real. So you wanna make sure that y'all are close, Because that's one thing about female best friends that a male best friend gonna do. A female best friend, she ain't gonna be afraid to get in your business and be like, why is you tweaking on her? Blah, blah, blah. It be the male best friends, the male friends that be like, it ain't my business. So get cool with her, okay? So, next question was, ladies, would you be okay with your man going to have food or drinks with a woman that you've never met? 18 women said yes. 79 women said no. We not going for that. However, I think, and I'll go ahead and tell you what the men's was. So, would you be okay with a lady going to have food or drinks with a man you've never met? 17 men said yes, and 30 men said no. So, the reason I asked this is because men do this sneaky thing in my DMs, and I know other ladies have peeped it too, where like, you don't know them personally, or you may have seen them out a couple times, but you don't know them like that, and they try to make plans with you, but they in a whole relationship, and you just be thrown off and like, where did you think that we was close enough to be going to have a drink together or a powwow? Like, when did we become that cool? Like, I've legit had dudes in my DMs be like, yeah, let's go get a drink. Baby, you have a girlfriend. Does she know that you out here trying to go get drinks with girls off of Instagram? That was my question. It's like, it's not like it's your homegirl. This is a new chick that you don't know really like that, and you just going to get drinks. But then they do it oh, let's just go hang out and have a drink. Like, so that way if they was to ever get caught, they could play it off. They could try to say, well, no, we was just cool. Like, I wasn't on there with her. Y'all think we stupid and we not. Just saying. So, that's where I got that from. And I just really wanted to know, like, do y'all be okay with this in y'all relationship? Now, I think what people think of that said no, some people feel like business meetings or with a coworker, and even coworkers, you might, because people be having work husbands and work wives and shit. Um, or they been eyeing them and they might, try to teeter the line. But I get where some people, if I ain't never met them, that don't necessarily mean it's a jacked up situation. However, when I said the question, I meant with somebody they really don't have no business going out with. And if you still don't care, then you the most secure person in the world because I'm pretty secure and I'm still like, for why? Like, why do you need to go? Can we all go? Can I go? You know? So, moving on. So, I want to go back to one of these questions real quick, which was, is it expected for the dynamics of an opposite sex friendship to change when one or both people get into a relationship? Reminder, 105 people said yes, 32 people said no. And so, the reason I think it does is because even the dynamics of your same sex friendships change when you get into a relationship. Like, y'all gonna kick it, but you may not kick it in the same capacity as you did when you were single. Like, it's just expected that you're going to spend more time with your new boo. And I think it's okay to be respectful of that. I think the only thing that becomes a problem is when people drop their friends when they fall in love and they get all codependent and shit with their new significant other. But forget about, the people that's been holding them down through all these single seasons. And so, I think that's one thing that I learned as I got older is to make sure that I was still pouring into and maintaining my friendships because, again, like I said, that relationship ends, who gonna be there? Your homegirls and your homeboys. So I ain't saying drop them because some friends are a bad influence. But boundaries. That's why boundaries exist. Okay? But yeah, you don't want to just abandon your friendships because you in a new relationship. But I will say it's like unrealistic to think that shit isn't going to shift a little bit. Like I can't stand the friend that, okay, you've been kicking it with her all night, now it's time for you to go lay up under your man, and now she's talking about, you finna go? Yes! We've been kicking it all day. Time to go see babe. Like, chill. I see you. Come on, sis. Like, them friends get on your nerves when you get into a new relationship. Like, girl, can't, them be the friends where you be like, girl, we got things. I'm finna set you up on a double date. Okay? So we can all go kick it and parlay together. So she, be kind of error. But, yeah, I think that all friendships do a little adjusting when somebody gets into a relationship, or both people. Like, if you and your homegirl ever got a man at the same time, y'all don't be seeing each other like that. When y'all catch up, y'all be like, oh, let me tell you about all this stuff we've been doing. Let's catch up. And it be a vibe, So, don't necessarily think that it's a bad thing. I did have one person say that the only reason she feel like it shouldn't change is because if the relationship is truly a platonic friendship and not a friends with benefits relationship, all parties should be able to continue on as before. So in a general sense, yes, I agree. However, I think the mechanics might change just based on like certain boundaries kind of being enforced. Because again, as a girlfriend, you want to have, no, as a best friend, you want to have respect or show that you have respect for that other relationship. This was a good one. I ain't talked about this in the first chat. So a good way to tell if, and this is just for the person who has the best friend of the opposite sex who is not sure if that best friend actually has feelings for them. You can always kind of tell if, think back if when you got new girlfriends or boyfriends or partners or whatever you float your boat, if they felt the way, or if they just always had something negative to say about your significant others. That starts to kind of show like, why you don't ever like nobody I date? Now, if you just got bad taste and everybody tell you your dating choices suck, that's different. But if, most of your people seem to like the person and then your opposite sex best friend like, why you going out again? That be the kicker. Like, y'all going on another date? That be the shit to watch out for. And to ask if you get into a relationship where you start dating somebody that got multiple best friends. That's got a best friend of the opposite sex. It's just to like ask questions about how their friendship functions, or how you can tell that like you're special, Because some people are just generally friendly, and so it can be hard to tell, like, that's your homegirl, but I'm bae. So, like, we need to be looking, how you talk to us need to be looking different. That's why people don't like when you call them their government name. My name is bae. Boo, baby, sweetie, cupcake, sugar tits, like, whichever one floats your boat, but it's not my government name like you call everybody else. You want to feel special. So, moving on. So the next pairing of question was, ladies, have you ever attempted to get out the friend zone with a guy? 41 women said yes, 57 women said no. Then I asked the men, have you ever attempted to get out of the friend zone with a chick? 35 men said yes, 10 men said no. We had more women voting, but I was surprised. Come on, for y'all being honest, but y'all was trying to get up out this friend zone, ladies, because we be trying to act like we ain't on that. We be on that. So I think the harsh reality about the friend zone. Now I'm not saying this is always true, because sometimes, like we said, two attractive people, they grow up together, they just cool, and then all of a sudden they start looking at each other in a different light, in a more grown or intimate light, romantic light, and that shifts their perspective about the person. But most of the time, if you in the friend zone with somebody that you don't want to be in the friend zone with, that means somebody not attracted to somebody. And I could be wrong. That's my personal opinion, and that's only because I feel like it's rare that men, like I said, at our big age, it's rare that men are putting women in the friend zone that they meet and all that. Like, if you've been in the friend zone, because he known you since like 5th grade. But men, if they even have an inkling, they gonna sniff it out, And so I feel like I had to tell one of my best friends, because she was like, saying that she was meeting all these guys when she moved, and like, they was just friends, and we just cool. I said, do you think they just want to be friends with you? You cute. You ain't trying to be just friends, like, and she was so thrown off at the fact that, because like those were her intentions, but I'm like, you have to read them. The only reason why men end up sit in the friend zone is, especially if they new into your life, is because what they wanted you stopped. So they just settling for whatever they can get, because that's all you offering. But that's why. So I posted a screenshot from this girl that I follow, and she did like the questions game on Instagram on her story, and somebody asked, I'm assuming it was a man, that was like, are you accepting homie applications? And Shorty pretty much said, I'm not interested in having homies that are just waiting for another opportunity at something else. Which is valid, because sometimes that gets annoying. Like, as women, we do really want to have genuine male friends that we could talk to and ask questions about, but y'all be ruining it. Okay? Because you want to step over that friend zone line, back up. Like, for real. If we consider you a friend, we may not want to go there. I know that there are people with love stories about, we was just friends and then we just fell in love. Somebody was sniffing somebody. Okay? So that's all I'm saying. It's like, if we want male friends, but it be so hard, because some of y'all be doing so well at staying strictly platonic, and then all of a sudden you want to slide in a slick little phrase or a word, and then we just feel the sexuality coming over us. And then it's like, fuck, you was doing so well, it's just a friend. So this is why women be hesitant. When y'all be trying to get our numbers, talking about you can't have friends, this is exactly why we don't buy that shit. We don't buy it. I also think that the reason why I feel like women have more of a chance of successfully coming out of the friend zone than men do, and that's just because, like, again, unless he just unattracted to you, sis, you might type physically or whatever, because motherfuckers be shallow. I know you got a good heart, but it's usually just because she was oblivious, or it may be one of those, like, he always thought that she was too good for him, and she, like, looked at him, and that sap stuff. So I'm not gonna say it can't happen, but I feel like the reason why a lot of men fail when they try to get out the friend zone is because they don't do it with finesse. They think that because they've been a friend this long that they just supposed to slide out their zone and get all the privileges, right? The way to successfully try, at least try to get out of the friend zone is number one, don't make it awkward, okay? Like, it's nothing more attractive than a grown man just telling you how he feels. Don't come on too strong now. Come on, I love you, I've been in love with you. Don't go there. But a nice, simple, we've been friends for a while. Look, that sounds so, that sounds so, movie written. However, I'm really starting to see you in a different light. And I'm curious about where your thoughts are on that. And that's it. Because to make it awkward is to, like, start just making, like weird suggestions or gestures that you ain't never made before, and then waiting on her to pick up on the hint. Like, that's a little weird. Me personally, I prefer you just tell me what's on your mind, cause I can respect that versus like you dropping hints. Like, cause then I just feel like you a coward about me. You not. I need a man that's not gonna play about me, and you playing with these little hints and shit. Like, I see them, but I want you to step up, okay? Or another way, if you don't even want to make it a conversation, maybe setting it up. So a lot of dudes that I notice that try to get out the friend zone, they don't be trying to court. Take that woman out on a date. Okay, set up a nice date. Okay, a nice date, because y'all been friends for a while, so it's not like it's somebody that you just met that don't deserve, y'all $200 dates or whatever. But set it up. Tell her I want to take you someplace nice. She might be like, why? And just say, I just want to spend some different special time with you. And see if she goes. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Don't y'all come out the friend zone lazy, okay? Just thinking you just supposed to get sex. Like, no, you got to still work for this. Cause now the issue is I've been seeing you as in this friend light. You need to get me to see you in a zeddy light. In a zeddy light. I need to be able to see you sexually, romantically, intimately, and I can't do that if you're not moving like the ideal man that I foresee myself with, okay? You've been friends with somebody long enough, you should kind of know what type of dudes they like or women they like, and what, not necessarily that they always have a type, but a very specific, like, aura or something that person likes about that type of man, whether that be he's a leader or he always dresses nice, like these little things that, again, you've been friends with somebody for a minute, you used to be able to pick up on that. So, don't come in feeling entitled. That's the worst way to come out the friend zone. Is feeling like I've been the shoulder you've been crying on for 7 years, you owe me pussy. That's gonna get you to lose your friend. And I think that's a whole nother conversation. It's like why people don't go there because they don't want to ruin the friendship. I know for me, because I didn't have that many male friends, I was very, even if I found that person attractive, I was still very hesitant about thinking, what would going there look like, or what would that lead to, and if he ended up disappointing me, like most men do, how would that would be our friendship down the drain, because one of the things that while we're on this topic, I be trying to tell people now. You can lie to me if you want to, but I feel like, so let's say two people break up. They get in this, one of them may get into this funk of wanting to, well, let's stay friends. So I'm not saying that you can never be friends with your ex. I'm saying to think that it's going to happen organically immediately after the breakup is not. Like, one of you has to hate each other. You may not hate, that's a strong word, but one of y'all got to really dislike each other for a little while. You heal separately, and then you start coming around to being cordial and being cool with them as a friend. But I had to tell my younger brother that because, you know, he had just got in trouble for cheating. They talking about, well, we just gonna try being friends. Baby, that don't mean nothing but try to separate while still fucking on each other. That's what that means, okay? So usually if somebody's trying to be friends or you trying to play the nice card, if you truly want a clean break from somebody, you can't try to delve into being their friend right away because there are no friend boundaries that exist. Y'all gotta go apart and come back together and then decide what the friendship is gonna look like. You can't have a friendship with somebody you just got out of a relationship with. Just like unless that relationship was ended over before y'all actually decided to not be together, then y'all had probably gone through that whole detachment healing process before y'all reached that point. But usually when people become friends with their ex, it's after the turmoil of that first, you know, breakup phase has passed. And then we like, okay, I'm over you, you over me, and we can be cordial. So I feel like that's a good place to end this, because that's something else I see a lot is just when it comes to the whole let's be friends. Like the only time I really friends on a nigga is when I want to put him in my back pocket. So like, well, no, that's a lie. Either I'm not attracted to you, I don't see you in that light. I think you're a great person because I don't just be asking dudes to be my friends. I genuinely gotta like your personality and just not see a future with you or be attracted to you. What was I at? Or if you own that with me, but I can tell you not ready for me. You know, because you know people are trying to come disturb your peace when they not ready to give you what they know damn well you looking for. So I may put you in my back pocket and put very strict boundaries in the relationship. And some people may say that's not actually friends. Like, okay, we'll say that's not platonic or it doesn't have platonic intentions. But a friend could be whoever you want to call and be a friend. That's what we be getting caught up with. And that's why, again, this April and Omarion and the Fizz situation blew us all out the water because, again, you've been calling this man your best friend. And this is why people don't believe that that two attractive people can just be best friends because y'all sitting here bumping belly. That's my new favorite phrase for sex, FYI. So if you hear me say it, I got a couple more, but that's the one that came to mind. But yeah. So understand if you are with somebody, they are not going to drop all their friends of the opposite sex for you. If one friend you feel like crosses the boundaries more than the other, that's a conversation to be had. You want to have healthy communication. You want to be able to say, hey, this friend does this with you and it makes me uncomfortable. Like I've seen girl best friends who think it's okay to go sit on their guy best friend's lap. And if he got a girlfriend, I'm going to be the first to be like, I know y'all cool, but we together now, and I don't really think that that's cool. And they should be open to hearing that. You know what I mean? And best friends should be receptive to that. Just saying. But when they not, that's when you start being like, what's going on? But I understand the best friend's perspective. It's like, you're not going to come in here and take over my best friend because if you do him dirty or he leaves, who gonna be here? You feel me? So, communicate with your people. Check your insecurities at the door. Communicate your concerns. I think that's it. All right, y'all have a good evening.